Hey guys, salut, this is Alex. Listen, I believe a cheese board in the center of a table genuinely the most satisfying and cheerful experience you could ever share with your friends and family on a special occasion. So we are gonna make one, an epic one. And of course I'm gonna use French cheeses. Don't worry, you know this channel is not only about France, so I'm gonna share some good and available world alternatives. And finally, we will perform a live tasting and smelling, wow, so that you know in advance what to expect. So I say we go, because I know just the right place to get those cheeses. We are currently in the 11th district of Paris, and we are going to La Fromagerie Goncourt, where Clément, my friend, salut, will open up especially for us. Salut. Ça va? Ça va et toi?
Allez, on commence par la légèreté. Celui normalement qu'on va peut-être déguster en premier, le Chaource. C'est dans la même famille que le brie, le camembert.
Chaource is a soft ripened cheese made from cow's milk and coming from the northeast of France, the Champagne-Ardenne region. I chose this one because it's a bit off the beaten tracks, but in many aspects it's very similar to brie cheese. This one is super creamy. Like, you can feel the crumbly part in the center, but on the outside, oh, it's mainly cream. You know, very creamy and smooth and gentle and velvety and luxurious. But underneath that, you've got the naughty part. Like, ooh, this comes from raw milk. Like, there is definitely some animal taste behind this. Getting world alternatives on this one is fairly easy because brie is produced all over the world. King Island in Australia, or Cornish brie in the UK, or even, you know, any brie in the US.
On va aller voir les petites biquettes. Il y a un fromage encore dans cet esprit parce qu'on va avoir un petit peu de force après.
Motay goat cheese. It's a soft ripened cheese made from goat milk and coming from the region called Poitou in the west of France. It's traditionally wrapped in a chestnut leaf. Oh, how beautiful is that? I mean, you can get it without it. Wow, it smells like being in the farm. It smells stronger than cow cheese we just tasted. Super smooth. So I'm taking another bite, you know, for science. Science, my ass. Any creamy goat cheese could be a nice alternative to this Motay sur feuille cheese. However, you can go for Italian Robiola di Capra, Bonne Bouche cheese in Vermont in the US, or even a cheese called Humboldt in California. And yes, you just heard a Frenchman suggesting a US cheese. This is what you get on this channel. This.
On avait dit le Comté. Alors le Comté, ça c'est un des rois des fromages français. Hein.
So Comté is a pressed and cooked cheese made from cow's milk and produced in the east of France in the mountains of the Jura. Toasty caramel something. The texture is super soft, not like overwhelming salty, no, just very salty. It's also very sweet. You can feel your teeth biting into it in slow motion. Caramelized onions, caramelized something. So although you can find it almost everywhere, here are a few international alternatives to Comté cheese. Swiss Gruyère, British very young cheddar, a Tarentaise cheese from Vermont, or a Pleasant Ridge from Wisconsin. Is it available where you live? Did you ever found some Comté cheese in your supermarket? Let everybody know in the comments, and if you did, share the location, and if you did not, maybe you can share your favorite alternative.
Ensuite, on avait dit quoi, un quatrième. Donc on reste dans les montagnes. Les tomes de brebis, la plus connue c'est l'Ossau-Iraty.
Ossau-Iraty is a cheese made from sheep's milk. It comes from the south of France, the southwest of France, in the Pyrenees mountains. So sheep cheese like this one has a very distinct smell. The texture is more crumbly than smooth. There is some slight bitterness into this one. That's why it would be perfect to pair it with a bit of blackcurrant jam. Oh là 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 là. On va pas s'emmerder. This is a dry wine, clean and very pure. It doesn't interact with the cheese. Right, a few international alternatives to Ossau-Iraty cheese. I would say first Spanish Manchego cheese. Also you can get a young Italian Pecorino cheese. Or also a cheese from the Wisconsin in the US called Gran Queso.
Cinquième, là on part vraiment dans les choses plus fortes. Un bleu de brebis, le plus connu de France.
Roquefort cheese, unpressed and uncooked cheese made from sheep's milk. It comes from the south of France, the region called Aveyron.
Voilà, le nom Roquefort c'est protégé. Donc si tu trouves du Roquefort aux quatre coins du monde, ça doit être produit de ce petit village là.
In the center, this one has an insert of quince jam to make it sweeter. It belongs to the blue cheese family, so as such, it is run throughout with bluish penicillium veins and carries a distinct smell. Stinky situation? 5, maybe 6 out of 5. I don't know if I'm excited or terrified. It smells like someone locked in a cave. He wants to escape, but it's too late. It's a very, very mighty experience. It's fattier. I mean, that's the feeling you have when you bite into it. You've got this creamy, almost buttery texture. It's very, very, very long aftertaste. I can still feel those nutty, mushroomy cave flavors. And now a few international alternatives to Roquefort cheese. So Italian Gorgonzola, British Stilton, the Danish blue cheese, or even the American Motay.
Alors le dernier.
Epoisse cheese, washed-rind cheese made from cow's milk and coming from Burgundy. So basically it's called washed-rind because they washed the rind, I mean that makes sense, several times during its making process with brandy liqueur. I intentionally choose this particular cheese for its super strong and super sharp smell. However, it doesn't smell anything like feet.
Il faut que tu sentes ça. Normalement on dit que c'est des fromages qui puent.
On peut pas dire que ça pue.
Non, je suis assez d'accord avec toi.
Ça sent fort.
Le Munster sent plus fort.
This one is only cream. Luxurious. You've got waves and waves of cheese floating on, you know, on magic carpet. Wow. Oh, this wine is good, man. Surprising, because with the smell you expect something really harsh. When you have the experience, the taste experience, in fact, it's only smooth and mellow. Alternatives? Yes, so you've got this Irish Adrahan cheese. You also got the German Limburger, the British Stinking Bishop, and the Italian Taleggio.
Donc ça se fait un bon kilo de fromage.
Magnifique. Ouais. Ah, ça va, y a pire. Bon allez, salut.
Salut.
Salut, bye bye. So I'm not gonna lie, this whole car space is now infused with very, very French. So I guess it is now time to assemble the perfect platter of cheese. And for that we are gonna need some sides. They are brilliant, they will make our platter beautiful, of course. But they will also help, you know, emphasizing or balancing this or that cheese. I use 5 types of sides: bread and crackers, nuts and seeds, pickles, jams and relishes, and fresh or dry fruits. You can use a stone, you can use a plate, but I'm going for a wooden board, you know, with attitude. Knowing, of course, that I will have to wash it thoroughly to get rid of that smell afterwards. So guys, that's it. I can only encourage you to go and make a beautiful cheese platter for the holiday for your friends and family. It does really bring people together, or it just, you know, tear them apart for good. Anyway, if you like it, give it a thumbs up, like it, and share that over your social media. You know the deal. On Facebook, Twitter, whatever. Just spread it like butter. Bruv. Last, people, click subscribe because I make new videos every week. And it's mostly about sharing my adventurous and infectious passion for food. Like, for example, that food vlog, or vlog as I call them, I made recently in the US. Or maybe the tartine series, if you want to stay French, but you know, on a budget and more simple. In the meantime, take care guys, bye bye, salut.